So today we are looking at the TB-65F from TechBear Studio. I looked at the TB-80K last year from the same studio and was quite impressed by the board. So I'm excited to see the TB-65F this time. And for this board, TechBear Studio added 3 physical buttons here above the arrow keys, where you can change the RGB lighting on the front and also on the back of the keyboard, as well as changing from wired to wireless mode on your keyboard. And hence this function keys represents the F in TB-65F. If you didn't know, now you know. The buttons are actually super useful, especially for users like me, who can never for the life of me remember the key combinations on how to change RGB mode or turn on and off the wireless mode. I'm glad the RGB lighting design on this board are very minimal and very tastefully designed. However, if you're an RGB lover, this board do not have per key RGB. Another cool thing about this board is that they kept the water ripple back weight design. This water ripple effect design, you can see it on the TB-80K as well, and it's one of the beautiful effects I've seen on a keyboard weight. The TB-80K implemented the ball catch system, but for the TB-65F here, they have decided to remove the ball catch system and implement a push to unlock mechanism. And this is the first time I've seen this unlock mechanism on a custom keyboard. It's fairly easy to assemble and disassemble the top case. However, you have to make sure that you are pressing both of the buckle spots at the same time, or else it won't disassemble properly. There are 4 different mounting styles on this board, and the spring capsule one was the most interesting to me. I was afraid that it would be too bouncy to me when I type, but actually it's just the perfect flex and bounce, even with no foams on it at all. And speaking of foams, this board sounds really good without foams. At first I wasn't sure, since there are like 5 layers of foam in the kit, and I was sure that this would be a foamy board. So I was surprised that it actually sounds surprisingly good without foams. I was sent the FR4 plate, and I'm not a big fan of FR4 since it tends to make the board sounds flat with no foams. Don't get me wrong, it sounds great nonetheless, but I would be intrigued to try typing this on an alu plate, and I think it'll sound great. And I'm really interested to hear how an alu plate sound on this board. And speaking of plates, my main gripe with this board is that the plates all have fixed layouts, even though the PCB offers multiple layouts. So you cannot build this board with 7U spacebar, split backspace, nor ISO layout. And aside from that, you can only use plate mounted stabs. I don't really mind the plate mounted stabs, but the fixed layout plate and yet offering multiple layout on PCB just doesn't sit right with me. So the only way to build this in multiple layout is to get custom plates cut yourself. Like, why would you offer multiple layouts on the PCB in the first place if you are not offering multiple layout plates? And I really don't understand why TechBear Studio do this. They probably have their own reason. I would like to understand why they do that, but that is a main downside about this board. But aside from that, the TB-65F is a really solid board, and not only it looks good, it also sounds great as well. I wasn't given a specific group by date for the TB-65F, but I would keep an eye out on the TechBear Studio website, which I will link in the description. I was told it will be sometime in June, and most probably group buy is already open by the time I post this video. So I will definitely post any updated info I get in the description. Like always, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching.